50,000 people queued up outside the Parliament to go in and visit the Great Tapestry. In fact, far more folk were visiting the Tapestry than were actually visiting the Parliamentary Chamber itself, and that, incidentally, is how it should be. Because through the work of 1,000 volunteers from across the country, that tapestry tells the story of our country from the formation of the land itself right through to the reconvening of our Parliament in 1999. It's a people's story. It's a story of courage and skill and learning and achievement, of struggle, progress, of sacrifice and of pride. Friends, no one who knows and understands that story could ever doubt the capacity of this nation for self-government.
Hear, hear. Hear, hear.
So we have now before us, in 362 days' time, the opportunity of a lifetime to vote this nation into a new future of prosperity and equality, and to do so in a totally civic, democratic and peaceful manner. Now, the forces ranged against us are powerful and great. For generations they have bred on fear and doubt. They peddle fear. They thrive on doubt. They even now call themselves Project Fear. But doubts can be overcome and fears can be dispelled. For 40 years, this nation's resources have bankrolled Westminster, but for 40 years, they've told us we're subsidised. For 50 years, they have polluted this country with missiles and bombs and told us it was all for peace. For a quarter of a century, they have promised social progress, but delivered the fourth most unequal society in the developed world. These forces are powerful. But look around, friends. Feel your strength. We gathered here are the change we wish to see. For some years ago, our people moved beyond fear and set us on a path of progress through our own Parliament. There is now in this country a natural majority for a yes vote, because the instinct of our people is that their own Parliament should control the economy, should control welfare, and should decide on Trident. The people want a Parliament on the economy. They want a Parliament that sees the postal service as part of the essential economic infrastructure of a competitive country. And therefore, and I think this is for the fourth time this week, I pledge that any government I lead will secure the Royal Mail in public hands for the people of Scotland. The people want a Parliament which makes work pay without oppressing those with disabilities. Therefore, any government I lead, indeed any Scottish government, will abolish the bedroom tax. And the people want a Parliament which invests the nation's resources in things that matter, like childcare. Therefore, any government I lead will not engage in a legal conflict and will place a constitutional ban on the possession of nuclear weapons. They'll put bairns before bombs in Scotland. Now, these powers, the people's powers, can only come with independence. But we should remember, a yes vote next year won't be a victory for the SNP or the Yes campaign, or even a victory for the many parties and interests and enthusiasms who are gathered here today. It will be a vote for choice, a vote for the people's right to choose. It will be, therefore, a people's victory, not a party victory, but a people's victory for the right to choose the Scotland we seek. It will be an act act of self-confidence and self-assertion. It means the decisions made about Scotland will be made by the people who must make the best decisions, the people who live and work in Scotland.
The sun coming out behind you.
So therefore, we're a lucky generation to achieve the powers that the people want, to win a fresh start, to change our community, our country for the better. We only need to say the word, to put our country on that path of hope, optimism and achievement, to put the disappointments and the missed opportunities of the past behind us. We only need to say yes. And what a word it is. Yes, short, encapsulates hope and optimism, empowerment. So I think from this massive rally here in Calton Hill, we've got to send that message so as many people as possible hear it. Let's do it for the people of our capital city of Edinburgh. How are we going to vote next year? Yes! Let's do it so as the people around Scotland, the people in that great tapestry. How are we going to vote next year? Yes! And let's do it one final time so they can hear it down on the River Thames. They can hear that this is a country and a nation on the march. Let's hear it one more time. Yes! How are we going to vote next year? Yes!
Okay, well I said last up, but I have to include this. This is another former guest, Alan Bissett, with his poem Vote Britain.
Well, despite the First Minister's fine words there, I don't know how to tell you this, Scotland, but I've changed my mind. I had a visitor to the door last night for Better Together, and what can I say? He brought me round with logic. So I've decided to join the Better Together cultural campaign to save the Union. And I've written this poem to try and show you the error of your ways. It's called Vote Britain. People of Scotland, vote with your heart. Vote with your love for the Queen, who nurtured you, cradle to grave, who protects you and cares, her most darling subjects, to whom you gave the glen she adores to roam freely through, the stags her children dearly like to kill. First into battle, loyal and true. The enemy's scared of you. That's why we send you over the top with your "Och aye, the new McTavish, there's been a murder. Jings, Crivens, deep-fried fucking Mars bar. Wee drama whiskey. Hootsmon, there's a moose loose about this smack addict." Vote, jock. Vote, sweaty sock. Talk properly. Vote with the notes while scrutinising our shops. Might be legal tender, but looks dodgy to me. Vote for the Highland clearances. Bah. Vote for nuclear submarines in your water. Vote for the Olympic Games you didn't vote for, but you'll pay for it. You'll pay for it. Vote Conservative, vote Lib Dem, vote Lib Servitive, vote Con Daber, vote with a chip in your shoulder, vote Labour, New Labour, Old Labour, Scottish Labour, get back in line Scottish Labour, HQ in London will issue their commands to you shortly. In the meantime, just keep the vote flowing in from up there, thanks, goodbye. Subsidy junkies. Vote for any argument you construct in your defence being anti-English. Vote for Scots who make their career in Scotland being unambitious. Vote for enjoying your own culture being so parochial. Vote God Save the Queen and that verse about us crushing you all. Hush, there. Vote for Scotland being referred to as a region, like, say, Yorkshire or East Anglia. Vote for our voices dominating your media, but in no way telling you what to think. Take a drink. Go on, son, take a drink. Vote for oil revenue, which we ensure flows directly from us into you. Vote for being told you're the only country in the world that could not possibly survive, and that without us you'd fall to pieces, like children abandoned in the wild, caked in faeces. Vote Daily Mail and Rupert Murdoch and illegal immigrants killed Princess Diana and London, 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 most exciting city in the world, darling. Glasgow is a very violent place, is it not? Do you have art? Vote with your heart. Vote empire, vote tradition, vote for our proud shared history of enslaving other nations, stealing their natural resources, bringing wealth and prosperity to the world, and being on the right side just once, and that's because it was against your actual fucking Hitler. Vote for the hashtag Scottish Conspiracy at Westminster. Who really runs the show here, eh? Blair, Brown, you got your own in that time. We're not allowed to vote in Holyrood, but there's wee Archie McPhee pulling strings in our parliament, and we wouldn't even think in interfering in how you run your own affairs. But while we're at it, this referendum, so-called referendum is it? Have it now. Make sure it looks like this. Vote for very, very, very rich people patronising you. Vote for Glasgow having the highest knife crime rate and lowest life expectancy in Europe due to our generosity. You may thank us at your leisure. Vote for the absence of your history in our schools, all Brits together. Vote for us saying eh when you open up your porridge mouth. Vote for our shock at your ingratitude. Vote for bafflement about why you want the England football team to lose. We only want the Scots to win, except in referenda. Vote for psychopathic villains with your accent in a soap opera. Vote for tuition fees and student loans, ensuring that the brightest of your working class, since you still insist upon the term, although our leaders had it banned, will one day rise and take their place in this great land. Vote for us deploying strategic references to Braveheart to dismiss you all. Vote for Robert Burns being called by Paxman sentimental doggerel. Vote for the Iron Lady. Such a strong leader. Gave this country backbone. You didn't really want those unions, industries and council homes. Just made the place look tatty. Vote for a deregulated banking class, lionising of the hard-working, wealth-generating, job-creating entrepreneurs, who you will in no way refer to as greedy, selfish bastards. Give them your taxes. Vote for foreign war. Yes, sadly, some of you will die. But you will return to a hero's welcome, Jock, the Union Jack, proud symbol of integrity and honour, draped across your coffin, while your mother, dabbing at her eyes, recalls the words she learned in school in Kirkcudbright. There is some corner of a foreign field that will be forever England. Vote with your heart.
These books are fantastic. Absolutely brilliant.